days. But either way, they're just gonna rip it. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So kind of talk about this here to the monthly. I'm on ES1 contract. So this is where we are when you guys look at the monthly, right? So February is the month that broke the balance. We're also approaching that. I would say this is 51.33 is the monthly February VPOC. So this is your Feb VPOC. That's what I had marked previously. You guys asked me what is that I have there. So that's this level coming up here. There's something really, really unusual in month of June. Is there anyone noticing what that is? We only have a couple of days left, guys. We only have, I think, this week and Monday. Any concerns?
The value area.
The value area, guys. I mean, by now you guys should be picking these things up, right? So the value area right now is very, very bad, guys. You're talking about 82 points for the month. And of course, today alone, just today alone, explored all of month's value. So it's kind of funny, right? I wouldn't necessarily be bullish, right? You can be bearish, but I can be long-term bullish here just because of the value that I'm not willing to buy at all-time highs, considering, where we pulled back and where we are. This is not a place for me to initiate longs. It doesn't mean necessarily I have to short heavy now. I'm still in some SPY puts for July 18, but the value here is just not convincingly, telling me that there's a lot of other participation joining us in this. So let us zoom out, and you'll see here, right? We went above. Now they're trying to peak above. I wouldn't be shocked if they tap this 61.33. All-time highs is not out of the picture, but right now you're outside of the value. Last time we came here, oops, sorry. You see that we kind of swept those highs, and now if we can't hold that, right? Let's say we lose this 60.71 and a half, which was a pretty big level that we talked about today. If they fail here, just the same way that we went, today, I would say, and the whole value got explored in one candle, I wouldn't be shocked if that happens here again. But this is not the most ideal auction that we're seeing right now in the month of June. There are certainly some levels in between, right? So if you guys draw your FVP here and use the 3 months, sorry, not 3 weeks, 3 days, but 3 months, you'll see that we're part of that right now, that SIG 1 of those 3 months where we consolidated, it's like right here. And we're having some trouble here after hours, kind of getting over that 606, 6106.75. So just keep an eye on this level. If they're able to crack this, most likely we're going 6133 and not much to kind of fight or argue. When you go on let me kind of give you the daily profiles here and zoom out. So here's your daily so far, right? We shifted in the value in this on Thursday, right? Perfect balance. And then here's your Monday rip, I would say. Here, let me give you an RTH view so you guys can see it. And here's your short cover rally today triggered, right? And then after hours, of course, they just proceeded to gap it up. And we're here now. So in terms of, price action and what do we not want to lose tomorrow, it's probably this 82 level is going to be fairly important, which was, prior, I would say, a couple of days balance here. And you see this value area where we traded for the month is kind of like right here. So if you're not able to hold above this, if we crack, this becomes a pretty good long 70, ultimately 80 level on the higher time frames. I would watch for a long somewhere around here. Like right here, I'd look for a long, and if they're able to hold that, great. If they lose that, that's a warning sign. And I don't think you can trust the binary news that you're seeing or tweets right now, because it just seems like everybody's filling their pockets, and you just have to be very cautious and size down as you're trading this market right now. It's pretty volatile, and it's going to get more volatile, I would say. And a lot of it seems to be deception in terms of what's being told, and what they're trying to tell you is totally different things. I'm speaking more about market and behavior and all the political stuff that's going on. It's just not adding up at all. So I think they announced the ceasefire today, but I think there's bombings going heavily right now between the two countries. So I'm not sure what kind of ceasefire deal do they have, but maybe it's in the future. Let's see. I'm just gonna highlight this area right here. This is a fairly important area for me that I want them to hold right here, and this is our prior week value area high. And this is gonna be a huge area as well today. Yes, that played out already. So that's the dip here below it. They reclaimed and then they reloaded. You can go on TP and make sure there's something there. I'm sure we have a bunch of single prints. Yep. So ideally, we're watching for them to defend this, right? And then they cracked over it. Let me make sure this is weekly profile. So as you can see right now, if they're able to hold the 6106 guys, they're going to be trying to trade inside of this balance, ultimately 6133. So crack of 6106 is important. They do probably want to hold, I would say, this area right here, because if they fail, ultimately they're going to go much lower. So let me hide this. So this is going to be super important. If they're rejected here by any chance, this can probably put in newer lower lows, right? From the weekly standpoint, and then on the daily, back here, daily. In terms of the day, right? They opened at the lows, they ripped it all the way up, closed right at the balance, and then they gapped over it. Now they're here. So they really have to hold this level tomorrow. Where they closed, that has to be pretty much held in order to reach the 6133. And then you have some access here, not that, I would say, not that entertaining or needed right now or part of it. Otherwise, they failed this, they're going back to this balance, probably all the way to 623, be the level that I'm targeting. So if they hold this here, that's a long to 106 and then 133. That's how I would play this. I would be very cautious with the size that you guys are using because they can turn this around at any moment, right? Because remember, we're supposed to be talking about trade deals, right? I haven't seen much talk on trade deals and tariffs. So it's been a pretty good distraction for the market right now and participants. And I don't know how much market believes them right now. So we'll find that out. So ultimately, I want to see them hold this tomorrow. Whatever they do, they need to hold this, which should be kind of prior day high as well. Right here. So mark that maybe PDH. Especially if we gap up, then the gap up rules on play, meaning that we do not want to go below that PDH, and they can go to 76, trap some shorts, and we're looking for a long all the way to 106 and ultimately the 33. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
There's a pretty high chance they're going to run it, guys, tonight to 33, 6133. You have P-shaped profile here being built, so basically they're rejecting this. I don't think they will give you guys the zone or me overnight.
Yeah, we had a spike too.
Today? Oh yeah, we did.
We had a
Totally
spike,
forgot.
yeah.
Totally forgot that we did have a spike. Let me hide these candles. Oh yeah, there's a spike here. Oh wow, I forgot. I talked about it.
Yeah, Alfonso typed it in the chat, so I was bringing it up.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of setups here if they give it to us, right? Meaning if they do come back from this all-time highs or more than all-time highs, the recent highs, and if they give us a pullback here, I think this becomes a no-brainer long, something like this, and they give us this. We can look for a long here, guys, and play this. That would be the setup that I'm after tomorrow. Otherwise, I would not play the momentum breakouts. We don't know where the supply is going to be, and I personally don't trust them with this ceasefire deal and everything that's happening. I anticipated this to kind of happen, and I explained it in a chat a few days back. Rockets, Iran shoots, they miss, nobody damaged. US comes in and brokered a peace deal, and they did that. And now, you gotta have to make sure that there's other topics actually that are more important at the moment, and they have been more important, which is your rate cuts. It's also your economy, your unemployment rates going through the roof. Soon will be even more. There's a lot of companies that I have friends working, and they're actually cash strapped, meaning they don't have a lot of capital, and obligations are piling up in terms of debt. So I wouldn't say the companies are doing the best, and they're going to be lobbying for a rate cut as much as they can right now. I would say Trump officials will be all over it. I'm just going to bring something up, see here if I can log in. I think Tesla had a lot to do with this run today, guys. So the 30-point run on Tesla. So Google going down today. The security stocks are probably going to go up now because I would expect a lot of cyber attacks in the next 3 months. And they're pretty inflated as is, guys. This is Zscaler, and it's very close to all-time highs now. So I'm expecting more of that. How's our beloved Apple? Apple barely moved. Yeah, Thinkorswim's up. Let me bring that up. All right, well, I just want to show you guys this. So here's ES again. This is a weekly, monthly top cloud. Let me just take away the monthly. So here's the monthly top. We're basically inside of it right now, considering we're somewhere around here, 6113. So we're inside of the monthly cloud right now. And on smaller clouds, or not smaller, non-straight clouds, you guys will see that this cloud's actually closed. Let me see if I have it here. Oh, no, the monthly cloud is still closed, correct? It's decently closed still. There's a big supply here, and they're actually hitting. They can go up to 61.95, unfortunately, which would be the new all-time highs. But the cloud is still closed, and there's some signs of a little bit of reddishness coming in on the trend bar here as well. So I wouldn't necessarily just be fully bullish just yet. I would just be very cautious here, guys, on this. And you can see them inside the cloud right now. So, something's going to happen. Some news are going to come out here anytime. I'll check them here real quick. And then Q is also very close. So I think there's another attempt lower. So I wouldn't be surprised if they find another reason where they sell it off from. And if this is a third wave down, this could be a super long wave down. Third waves are usually the longest. So I'll be very cautious if I was you guys just trading, and I would size down to the minimum. This is not a market that you need to invest a lot to make a lot. So,
Shorty, how is the QQQ clouds?
so QQQ, let's go on this one. Closed. Oh, they're closer to opening than any of them, but they're also about to have a pullback, according to this. They should be having a pullback here. Probably 510 and ultimately 480.
480.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say,
that's a lot of pullback.
That's about 45 points.
That's a huge pullback.
I just would not be a buyer. Don't get me wrong, guys. I just would not be a buyer at these levels right here. You know, this is a weekly, monthly top. They're above the quarterly here. They bounced off the monthly bottom. They completed the whole cycle very, very fast. I am looking at Lulu, just FYI, to look to buy some shares here. So it's coming up to, you know, came up on the scanner today on the monthly bottom and the weekly bottom. It could definitely go, you know, pin down to the quarterly here, and then, you know, ultimately could go 357, and then 440 would be the target. But I'm gonna start acquiring a position here as well. Just FYI. Somebody sent me, one of my friends sent me fresh. I don't know if you guys know what this is. I don't know definitely what this is. But he's very bullish on it. So I told him I'll take a look here, and it seems like 11 is the destined level here before it goes higher. Or over 16, it has a chance to go to 20, but just not a lot of meat on it. NVIDIA at the monthly top with the auction slowing down. There's a lot of stuff like that looks like this, guys. Let me just take a look at Tesla. And here's Tesla, basically back to the weekly or monthly top and a weekly top here. I just can't be bullish here. I mean, I won't buy too many stocks that are at the top of the monthly cloud. Like I mentioned, Lulu, it's at the opposite end of it. Right, it's been at 516 and now it's at almost 50% discount, 208. So if they give me a little bit cheaper, I wouldn't mind buying it and then driving it at least to 350. That would be the goal, about $100 a share. Keeping an eye on UNH, like I mentioned, I'm watching this. This is the quarterly bottom at UNH. And it's pretty rare that, you know, stocks go through the bottom of here. So let me just kind of shift this. It's quarterly. So honestly, this is not a bad spot for UNH. There's a lot of volume on this candle here, on this monthly candle. And now we're not able to crack it. So this looks pretty promising here. Not saying I'm going to go full position here yet, but I wouldn't mind getting it somewhere closer to 270. Missed the 250, but I think I will be able to find something in the cheaper level on UNH. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. I'm gonna be trading tomorrow with you guys. If I see that they're gonna gap up again, I'm just gonna stay on the sidelines. I'll watch it and see what they do. I'd rather not expose myself too much. And the trading this crazy market, right? We're talking about 1 day war drops, right? So there's a lot of manipulation. I hate trading it, right? So I would expect us to go towards 61.33. If they give me this, I'll take it long. They got to come back here in order for me to go long. I'm not gonna go long on this right here. Even though there's a high chance it's gonna happen, I'm just gonna wait.
Thanks, Shorty.
I guess.
Shorty, can you quickly check
Thank you.
Meta?
Meta? Yeah, I can check Meta. Yeah, Meta's right at the monthly top right now. So I would not initiate any longs here. Losing 648 is disaster for it. It drops basically $100. Meta won't.
That's a really high slope.
Yeah, it's pretty steep. And I don't think Facebook is social media to go towards for younger crowds. All right, guys, have a good night. I will post my thoughts actually in Shorty's corner so you guys can understand it as well and kind of reflect it and look back.
All right, thanks. Good
Yes.
night.
Bye bye.
Can you
Good night.
check one more Shorty? Hymns?
Oh, hymns. Yeah, actually, I don't mind checking hymns. I was hoping that I get a discount on it. And what do you know? Where did they stop? They're good. They're really good, actually. They know what they're doing here. Yeah. So this is actually, if you're gonna risk any money, this is where you want to risk it closer to 41.6, right? If you're buying shares, this is the spot. If they crack this, watch out because it can collapse real fast, probably all the way to about 29. If it goes to 29, I'll be a buyer. And I think they had some sort of news with Novodisc or something like that. Somebody posted. So I'm not sure what's going on with them.
Oh, they lost their contract with, yeah. With Nordis or whatever.
Interesting, because aren't they both in the same space?
Something
Kind of like
that.
pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah.
So it could be that other companies playing this, so that way they hurt their market share a little bit.
I'm sure Palantir also is not a good buy right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm watching this. I'll keep an eye on it. I do like the model that they're operating. And it might not be bad, trying something, because this was a pretty big drop today. It went to like 64 all the way down to 40. So what, 30%? 18, yeah, about 30% today.
That's a huge volume spike.
Yeah, no, this is definitely volume, right? So if you guys look here, change the chart type, look at that candle right here. Full body candle. I think we're gonna be back to 34.29. I'll buy here. 34.29, I'll buy. So I'll keep an eye on it. A lot of times they'll scare you out of a position, so that way they really snatch up all the shares possible. And that's fine if they scare you here. I'll look to buy here at 34. This would be a quarterly bullish backdoor, so I will definitely buy it. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Bye.